Well, welcome to the plant-based universe. I'm so excited today. We've been talking all month about National Greasy Food Day. So it is upon us today, National Greasy Food Day. So excited to come to you and talk about this. In the plant-based universe, we talk about all the time helping each other get better in our lives through what we eat, what we think, and how we act. And today is really special because I have a guest that's going to come on that's a health professional, as I talked about on the platforms this week, that's really going to help us look at how greasy food has affected our lives and what we can do to get better. National Greasy Food Day from heart is an effect of heart disease to digestive issues. The consequences of consuming greasy food can be severe. And want to do a little housekeeping right now. We're just going to be sharing some information. We're not sharing any cures for anything or making any diagnosis. So I'm going to bring this to the stage now and tell you about this lady that's coming on with me that's been a friend of mine for over 15 years. She has created the Black Vegan vegetarian health coaching system, and she'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Her name is Janice Page. She's a nutritionist, and I know one of the things that's really endured to her is she's a wife. She always say first of all. And now what's going on with her is that she is a PhD student. Also, she, check her out. And also, I know she's a personal trainer and she's did that. And also she's reached out to so many women and different people and helped their lives get better. So welcome to the show, Janice. You want to say a little something else that maybe I missed?
You didn't miss anything. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored and so excited to be here with you to talk about this topic. And yes, I'm a wife first. I am before any title. I'm a wife, and I'm a friend. I'm a sister. I'm just a person who love what we do in this world, in the plant-based world. I am a vegan, and I am the CEO and the founder of the Black Vegan Health and Wellness Enterprise. So I am excited to share the stage with you.
Right on, right on. When we look at our families and how I can say for me, with my family, being African American, and how greasy food played such a big part of being raised, with that fried chicken and fried pork chops and smothered chicken and fried fish and all of that. It was a big part of our lives, and as we matured, even my parents, we found out that stuff wasn't good for us. And still now, people struggle, and I'm a vegan also, I've been a vegan for several years. So how did that attribute to your life and your lifestyle as you were growing up?
Just like you, I come from a family. It's in the culture. It's in the culture. It's in the African American culture. We grew up eating greasy food. That's all we had. Like you said, chicken. My meat of choice was the ham hock fat, not the ham hock, the fat. So, yeah, that's funny because that was my meat of choice. But you're right. It's not healthy for us. And that's why I changed my lifestyle, because I've seen too many of my loved ones have high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, and not here today because they didn't want to change their lifestyle. So for me, it became a choice of health. Do I want to inherit the high blood pressure or the cholesterol, or do I want to make a change? Do I want to impact my family in a way that my example makes them want to change? Do I want to give up the family culture? And I said yes.
Right on. Yeah, that is so important. Because when we were growing up in our family, there was always those pros of our family telling us, oh, there's nothing wrong with eating a little grease. And, that mama did it and grandma did it and great grandpa did it. And they lived to be, it seemed like everybody lived to be 90, let people tell it. Right. But when you really go back and look at your family history, people were perishing at early ages, through the diet that they had. One thing that's different back then and what's different now is there wasn't that much food when it comes to greasy food sometimes that was readily available. Where now, when you drive down the street, what do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Arches and all the different places that you can pull in, and people do that for their children. So, how do you see all this readily available food affecting people today in your practice?
So see it every day, and it breaks my heart because it doesn't have to be that way. Now I say that in a gentle way because I'm not judging. I'm not saying it to judge. I'm saying it when you know better, you do better. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be, because there's so much information out here, good information, that we don't have to do. We can make a change. And I say that because you got veganness and plant-based is so mainstream now. When I started my lifestyle in 1990 as a plant-based, when I say that, vegetarian, it was unheard of in our community. And then when I became a vegan in 1994, I was like crucified and kicked out the family, and all pun intended, kicked out the family. But it's so mainstream now that there is no reason, or there's no excuse that you can't make a difference in it. So I see it every day, and I say it because we know better. We can
Exactly,
do better.
exactly. And that's that cliche, when you know better, you should do better. And like you said, we're not judging on this program, we're just sharing information because to me, we're all on a journey. And as some people say,
Mm-hmm.
the path gets wider, but the journey gets narrower. And that is sometimes as
Yeah.
your body continue to get better because you eat better, it becomes a little bit harder. You have to make healthier choices.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, from looking at my parents when they begin to age and, food doesn't hit the body like when you're young, they started doing things different, and as I shared on Facebook earlier this week, that sometimes, instead of frying, you can bake. And if you hadn't made that journey to being plant based, and on this channel, you're going to hear us talk all the time that we're all in different phases. So if you hadn't made that journey and you're, even for some of us vegan, then like you said, Janice, I started off in the 80s, right? Plant based. But the thing of it is, if you're cooking on top of the stove and you're frying in grease, what about baking? Baking is a little bit healthier, even for the vegans that are doing tofu or mushrooms or things like that. What do you suggest, about getting a little bit better, with how we consume the foods?
So, and I have to be careful because I'm an advocate for no grease. I
Yes.
am an advocate for it. Let's cut the grease. And if
Hmm.
you choose to have it, let's look at the healthy versions of it. Let's look at the olive oils. Let's look at the extra virgin olive oil. Let's look at the avocado oil. That's if you choose to have it. Because you can have what you choose without the grease. So I'm an advocate for no grease. But if you're taking a step right now to do better, to do better, let's look at the healthy way of doing it. Like pork, we don't want, we can cut that, and you can have the leaner bacon. Like you said, the leaner bacon. We can
Yes.
have the tofu bacon, we can have the smart bacon, we can have that, and it would definitely be sufficient. And you can cook that with no oil. You
Right.
believe it or not, you can get tasty food without the oil. So if I had to encourage anyone to take the first step, go to the store and get some tofu, and you can make bacon like that. I've made bacon out of carrots. I've made bacon out of eggplant and zucchini. It can
Sure,
be
sure,
done.
sure. Yeah, like you said, none judgment. Just let's just look at a statistic. 2019
Yeah.
analyst says Over 50% of calories consumed by Americans come from low quality carbohydrates and saturated fat. Individual and significant portions of the population consume a high amount of greasy foods. And as you said, most of the times those foods come from foods, they said our intelligence, what we're like, always come from who we sit around the dining table.
Mhm.
And when you're
Yep.
young, you're just like these children today sometimes, and my grandchildren included, they get to
Yeah.
whine and say what they want instead of getting fed things at the table. And I know in my
Mhm.
African American family, we had a lot of vegetables. We might have had some meat, but a lot of times we couldn't afford a lot of meat, right? So, like you
Mhm.
said,
Mhm.
switching from bad to good, there's so many things out here that you can try. The picture that came up had bacon on it that I had for the background is there now with all the greasy stuff on it. But people eat meat, and most people don't know because of the taste and the seasonings that's put on there. So, like you said,
Mhm.
there's so many things in the stores now, and I'm sure a lot of our guests have heard of, a lot of things that's coming out now, like the burgers, the
Right.
plant-based burgers, like you said, the tofu, and I really like what you said, Janice, about the different oils. And I have trouble with that word, the
Mhm.
different oils
Yeah.
that can really affect your body. And when you look at some of the people that are treating people about heart disease, they're cutting them off of all type of grease, all type of oil that they cook with.
Mhm.
And it has enhanced their life. If
Yep.
you want to add to that, go ahead.
You're
Go
right.
ahead.
And the thing is, yeah, the thing is, people, I mean, we may make it sound simple, and it can be simple, or you may think it's difficult, but it really isn't. It's how you do it. It's how you do it. And I encourage you to try it. To try it. There's nothing wrong with it, trying it, and you'll be surprised how well you like it. So I encourage all of you to try getting you some tofu and cooking it with oilless, and or and if you just choose to have it, get the healthy version of avocado or the olive oil and use a small amount of that. And let me just educate you real quick. You only need this much of oil. The thumb, the thumbprint is all you need. That's a healthy fat right there. That's all you need. And trust me,
Well,
when you get that, you can brush that in a pan, and you be surprised how much that what that can do.
that is so cool. And if you hadn't progressed to that, and you're still eating the meats that you're eating, try having a plant-based Monday, as Janice talk about all the time. Try having that one day of being plant-based. And for me, hey, I'm gonna be as transparent as I can be. When I was eating that fried chicken, one of the reasons I stopped because I began to go to those chicken shacks, and the chicken become to be bigger than turkeys. And it's like, wait, there's something wrong with this picture. So one of the things that you can do if you're eating fried food 4 to 5 times a week, cut down on it. Make it 3 times a week, and then cut down on it and look at maybe 1 time a week. Janice, you want to add to that?
Yes, I'm gonna be very transparent. So, what I like to the picture I like to paint. So, and you can do your research. Study shows that beef, it takes beef anywhere from 28 to 72 hours to process, depending on the individual. Depends on the individual. I was that person that it took 3 days or longer to process through my body. It takes that long. So just think, you're having beef on Monday, and then Tuesday you turn around having chicken. It takes chicken anywhere from 28 to 48 hours. That's a compound effect, right? So you're not allowing your body time to digest any processed meat. And your body need time to digest what you put in. So I like to just meatless Mondays is great for transitioning into the lifestyle. And then you take it from meatless Mondays to 2 days a week, or what works for you. And if meat stick, then I like to encourage a meatless meal a day and then go to a meatless Monday. So I agree with you sticking with greasy food, Melvin.
Yes,
I'm gonna touch on this just a bit.
sure.
Greasy vegan food is no
Yes.
different than greasy regular
I
food.
want you to go there because that's where I wanted to take us next.
So
Go ahead.
yes, I say that because I get a lot of people that come to me and say, "Have you tried this restaurant? Have you tried this?" And you know, we have this conversation all the time.
Sure.
And I said, if I wanted fake chicken, or no, I mean, if I wanted chicken, I wouldn't be eating fake chicken. If I wanted shrimp, I wouldn't be eating fake shrimp. And just because it's vegan and it's fried in grease doesn't mean it's still healthy. All things vegan is not healthy. You can go to a fast food restaurant and they can fry it the same way if they fry a real chicken, and it doesn't mean it's better for you because it says it's vegan.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's where I wanted to go yet. Next. And even with a vegan
Get away
community, a
from me.
based community that is in transitions, you know, as we said, we're all on a transition. We're all doing a diet, well, not a diet, a lifestyle differently. So, yes, you
Hmm.
have to look at that. Are you eating vegan fried foods 5 days a week? You know, and if you are, you got to be honest with yourself and look in the mirror and say, is that healthy for me? And, you know, Janice, I know as we transition from, you know, eating things aren't bad for us, there's things that can help us in our palate and our digestive system get better. And I know one that you talk about all the time is cleansing, and I do too. So, can you share just a little bit before we close later about the transition that cleansing can do in helping you with your digestive system and also with your palate?
Exactly. So I thank you because you know I love a good detox, right? Um,
Mhm.
cleansing can what it does, it cleanse your organ, it cleans all the big organs, your kidney, your liver, your skin, your sometimes your pancreas, depends on what cleanse you use in your pancreas. Your also support your digestive system. Your digestive system need a break. All your organs need a break. It needs a break. So you're getting the toxins out, the toxicity. We breathe in toxicity, we take it in with our food. You're getting it out of those organs. You're allowing them to rest and breathe and come back vibrant. That's what you're really doing. Also, you're allowing your digestive system to regroup, to regenerate, I want to say, and cleanse, and so it can come back properly and use properly, because your digestive system is your second brain. It is the brain axle to the brain. So you want to make sure you're actually serving that properly. You want to serve it in the capacity that it should be. Also, detoxing, our body is meant to cleanse itself. The body is intelligent, it's meant to cleanse itself. So you're giving it a good cleanse, and a cleanse slash detox is all the same. You're giving it a good cleanse. You're going to see a different in your skin. You're going to see a different in the way food tastes to you. You're going to see a different in your poop. I'm going to say it, poop. You're going to see a different. You're going to see a different in how you smell. You'll be surprised how when food processed through your body, it comes out in your pores. It makes a difference because you're taking in toxins, you're letting toxic come out once you're doing a cleanse. So it's very important. One of the things I encourage people to do is they go through a cleanse, and then we do a full gut strip. So then we start going in through the process of the program, because you'll be surprised. Not doing a cleanse can keep you clogged up, can keep you from moving forward in your health. So I encourage a good cleanse.
That is so true. You know, most of us, you know, I know down in the South, most people have are familiar with different types of cleanse. You know, I know my parents used to give us
Mhm.
collect castor oil, you know, and it was quarterly. And there's so many things that's so much gentler than that now. So when we talk about cleansing, don't think about the old days of being stuck in the bathroom, which is not a bad thing sometimes too. But think of it as a transition of getting your body healthier. I know Janice, you're always helping people, and her information is going to be in the comments. You should follow her on all the platforms. She has a wonderful YouTube channel with a lot of people on there. So please look in the comments and get her information. Mine is down there also. Janice is getting ready to run some programs for the fall, I know. So make sure you get back with her and get those programs and get your family healthy too, because it's not about being selfish now. It's about getting ourselves healthy and also reaching out to our families, sisters, brothers, cousins, everybody else to get healthy, because we know what it is when our community is not healthy. Next month, we're going to be right here at the same time on Friday during the Global Vegan Awareness Month. We're going to kick that off on the 1st. I know Janice is kicking it off too on all her platforms. So make sure you come back. Make sure you stay involved. Watch that Greasy Food. Thanks for being here on my premiere for National Greasy Food Day. And Janice Page, PhD student, thank you for being here with me.